Hey everyone, Ron Burke from Gaming Trend. Today we're going to take a look at Baldur's Gate 3. The code that I'm running is pre-early access, so it's very likely that you'll see performance improvements by the time you watch this. My machine is powered by an Intel i7-10700 desktop processor, running on a Z490 Aorus Ultra motherboard, 32 gigs of DDR4 running at 3800 megahertz, and a GeForce RTX 3080 Founders Edition for reference. The code that we're running today is running on the Vulkan rendering engine. So without further ado, let's crack this thing open and see what's what. I am going to try and keep this contained as much as I can, with as little spoilers as I can. So we're just going to create a new profile here. Call it test. And we'll create a new game. Yes, Windows allow access. Thank you for that. We'll go ahead and skip past the intro, although it is fun to watch 360 frames per second.
Who are you?
First off, this game has some of the best character building I have seen outside of a Korean MMO. Just the level of detail and the amount of customization is insane. Absolutely crazy. We have a separate video that goes over all of these, so I'm not going to burn a whole bunch of time on this, so we're just going to go ahead and create Seldrine Drow, and that appearance sounds great. We will make her a rogue. We will name her High Roll, just for fun. Those skills are fine, those abilities are fine. Venture
Tell
forward.
me, who do you dream of at night?
We dream of halflings. Alright, we'll skip past this again. It should drop us right into the game. So, the team at Larian did warn me that they're still working on performance, but what I'm seeing is 140 frames per second. So let's go ahead and take a look at the options. This has a really cool option set. For one, big props to them for putting in subtitles right out of the gate. Even though this is early access, the subtitles are all there. Much appreciated. There's a lot of tweaks in here for how the game functions and how the game looks. I like that. Twitch integration is baked in right out of the gate. I don't know what extension secret is, but I'm looking forward to finding out. But let's pop over here to video. So I'm running at 1080p. We're going to go ahead and push this up to 4K. Let's see if my system explodes. Nope, did not explode. So there are a ton of options depending on, of course, your monitor, what your monitor can support. Frame rate cap, my monitor caps out at 144, so we're going to go ahead and leave it at that. You can turn on that frame rate cap if you're inclined. There are presets, but I dig this. When you go into the model quality, it shows you what does high look like. Low, medium, high. Instance distance, same thing. Low, medium, high. Texture quality, texture filtering, lighting, shadows. I like that it explains what some of these things are if it's not so simple. Shadow quality, TAA, obviously anti-aliasing, so you can see what those different anti-aliasing tech looks like. On this one, you know, maybe it's a pretty big hit, anti-aliasing, so maybe if your machine's struggling, you can lower it down. Ambient occlusion, depth of field, God rays, bloom, subsurface scattering. I like that it shows you all those things so you can see what you're getting if you enable it and at what cost. So we'll go ahead and hit it. Accept. Let's run around in 4K. Like I mentioned, this game is gorgeous. Spend some time on your character because you're going to get real close to them during cutscenes. But you can see at 4K, we're still getting 60 to 100. Most of the time up in the 90s here for frame rate. It's pretty fantastic. I do have another video where I recorded the first 35 minutes of the game.
Am I in the hills?
So you can see a little bit of the story without getting too far into spoiler territory. So I'm not gonna spoil much more than that. I want you to be able to enjoy this for yourself. But suffice to say, there's about 20 hours of content available. This is why I said spend some time on your character. Unlike other games from Larian that kind of stayed at that 10,000 foot mark, this one zooms right in.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
Even with all that detail, still well over 100 frames per second. You can see up there in the corner the perception check
Before they
succeeded.
return! They return.
So I don't necessarily have any skills here to make any decisions on this guy's brain. My wizard, on the other hand, I had some knowledge that allowed me to see that this thing is actually not quite what it seems.
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You know no creature like this. One
Yeah,
that is
Arcana
more
failed.
brain than person.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Here we go. So investigation. Obviously I take a hit from lower intelligence. I don't have the greatest of strength, but enough to make a dent there. But my dexterity is where I'm going to make the difference. So let's try this thing out. I love this dice roll mechanic, and they just recently added that, so I'm so glad they did. Look at that, successful. Let's try this thing out.
The brain lifts from the skull.
Yeah, there's still some
Do you notice an opportunity?
bugs here where there's like some, I don't know, some
cripple the
particle
strange
effect or
creature,
something in the background there that's
making it
going a little
more
crazy, but
subservient,
this
should
game
it
is
prove
moving into
its
early
worth.
access, and this is earlier than early access, so you know, kind of ignore those if you would. Let's do another dexterity check. Hey, success. Just jam my thumb in here. Look at that. Like a ninja.
Creature seems unaware of your interference. It relaxes in your hands.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed. Us. We are us. To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
To quote Monsters, Inc., I've always wanted a creature, or I've always wanted a pet that could kill me. Yeah, just looking at the way the characters move, I mean, they put a lot of detail into their movement. I don't know if that's all motion capture, but just watching them step up on things and kind of the way their weight shifts as they move around, it's a hell of a lot of detail. And again, all running at over 100 frames per second. So let's get further outside here. We'll get to see another character close up. You'd figure that those are probably the most detail, so heading outside on the Nautiloid. You can see some red dragons. some imps. Ninja our way over there. Go rogue powers. Auto save.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh, my head. What is this? Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. Imps block the path forward. You will assist me in destroying them. We must reach the helm before we transform.
I love that Larian Studios has chosen some off-the-beaten path stories. I mean, we've never seen a Githyanki in another game that I can think of. And here we have one as a primary character. You know, we're dealing with a lot of different characters that are usually kind of sideline characters. So it's pretty cool. And
First,
I'm really
we
looking forward
exterminate
to
the imps.
seeing all that this
Then
game
we
has
find
to
the
offer.
helm and take
This
control
early
of the
access.
ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this.
All right, that's enough of that. This early access has roughly 20 hours of gameplay, and I mean, you saw all the classes, so there's a ton of ways that you can play it. I'm gonna blow past these tutorials here. I've already done all this. This kicks right into the turn-based combat. You've seen some of the demos from the team, so I'm not going to belabor that too much, but you can see that combat doesn't budge the frame rate at all either. I mean, this thing's just ready to go. It's amazing to me that this is early access, considering how complete it feels already. I mean, all the mechanics are there. The spells all seem to function the way they should. It's going to be fun figuring out all the ways that you can mess with enemies with things like shoves. I predict throwing people off of cliffs and off the edges of buildings will be a factor. Fire. It's enough for you. I don't know if I could actually hide kind of in plain view. Didn't I have a mind flayer or a intellect devourer following me? What did he head off to? But anyway, I don't want to spoil too much of this if you're not wanting to know that much detail, but as you can see, this game looks absolutely phenomenal. If you were looking for a true next-gen title, here's your first one. Great job, Larian Studios. Looking forward to see what's next. Thank you very much for watching this. If you would, hit that like and subscribe. It helps the channel quite a bit. Let us know what you think in the comments. Check out the rest of our videos, and we'll see you again real soon.